Hey guys, this is Prelims Focus News discussion of 16th of November. Let's see the very first news, guys. The first news is coming about Bharat Stage 6 norms. Actually, the context of this news is Petroleum Ministry has consulted the public oil marketing companies and has decided that the earlier the time frame which was being given that from 4th of April 2020 the Bharat Stage 6 norms will be implemented in National Capital Territory of Delhi, but that time frame has been preponed by 2 years. That is, that time frame has been given from 2018. Just look onto it, right? And it is said that if Bharat Stage 6 norm will be implemented in National Capital Territory of Delhi, then the condition of the pollutants which is ever increasing in the region of Delhi, that will be mitigated to an extent. So let's see about the Bharat Stage 6 norms. If you at all want to see, guys, it is basically based on European regulations. It means it is a kind of European norms only. In Europe also these type of norms are implemented, but the name just has been given to the Indian flavor, right? That is Bharat Stage 6, right? But this is basically European regulation, and it is said that, the fact is, the higher the stages, the more stringent will be the norms. Means Bharat Stage 4 norms are much more lenient than Bharat Stage 6 norms. Now, why these norms are more stringent? Because if these norms are more stringent, then there will be standard specifications which will be given to the automobile companies, and it will be asked by from the automobile companies to manufacture the kind of internal combustion engine which produces less pollutants to the atmosphere, right? That's why this Bharat Stage 6 norm is being implemented. Now, next news is about India's first mega coastal economic zone is going to set up at Jawaharlal port, that is situated in Maharashtra, and it is also being said that 14 such industrial clusters will be set up there around the zone, right? And just see the zone. This is Maharashtra, and this is the region where this project has been is going to be get implemented. Now, since this big infrastructure project will be implemented, then you can very well identify, you can very well guess out that what will happen. Of course, there will be job creation at a situation when it is being alleged against the government that government has failed to create jobs, right? So in that type of situations, these jobs will be given to them, and the main idea is to attract large firms from all over the country, not only from the country, in fact from outer countries, so that they can see business prospects in this region, all right, and they can set up their technology capital and good management technology in that region, that is the coastal economic zone of Western India, right? So ultimately it will lead to job creations and all. The small and medium firms will also see very bright prospects, because they will see that okay, the situations are conducive for creation of any sort of employment opportunities or something like that, or business opportunities in that region. So that's why this was a news. Next is about Bank of International Settlement. Now, why this was a news? Because RBI governor, that is Urjit Patel, has been appointed to the Financial Stability Institute Advisory Board of Bank of International Settlement. Now let's see a bit about this Bank of International Settlement, guide. It is the world's oldest international financial organization, which has been established in 1930. No need to read this much factual thing, but still just remember that okay, this has been established a long time ago, right? Because this type of situation question might come in prelims also, that recently Bank of International Settlement was in news, and two statement will be supportive of it, that this institution has been formed recently, and there will be another statement, whatever that may be, but the first statement, that is this institution has been opened recently, that will be wrong, right? So that's why I'm just telling, no need to just remember this date from your heart, but just remember that it has been set up a long time ago, right? Next is why it has been set up: to foster international cooperation at the financial system, because it is being seen that the worldwide financial sector authorities are somewhere somewhere they are just looking onto the prospects which are ultimately benefiting their own countries only. but this Bank of International Settlement, the work of it is to make ensure that all the countries are financially balanced and all. So that's why this is kind of bank. Next is Zimbabwe crisis, guys. Now, what is the crisis in Zimbabwe? Actually, the military in Zimbabwe has launched a coup, right? It has launched a coup. What does this word coup means? That the military don't want to see this government of Zimbabwe get continued, because there is a reason. Because the leader of Zimbabwe, that is Robert Mugabe, he has recently fired Vice President Emerson Mnangagwa, right, due to some party issues. Because this man, that is Robert Mugabe, has been set up in the throne of Zimbabwe since a very long time, so he don't want to lose his position, right? So that's why he has fired Vice President Emerson Mnangagwa, and Emerson Mnangagwa has a support of military, right? So that's why there has been clashes between the army of Zimbabwe, I mean the military of Zimbabwe, and the present government, right? So see, this is as such not that important for India's perspective, but we should remember that what are the places in whole world where instability is going on, and how that instability is directly or indirectly has a probability which can affect direct India, right? So though it has not that impact in India, but still we should remember something. I mean, we should see the what has been going on international perspective, right? Next is bilateral trade and investment agreement between India and European Union. Basically, see, the context of it is senior officials of both the nations has met recently, and they have said that whatever being the issues which was being created in this bilateral trade and investment agreement, which has led to make this agreement in a standstill, that will be resolved in a time bound manner, right? So what are the hurdles coming on? Hurdles are intellectual property rights, है ना? European Union is alleging India that India cannot save the intellectual property right of other nations, right? Next is they just want India to cut duty on automobile and spirits and liberalize the visa regime, right? At the same time, India also wants something, but that is not being given by European Union. India wants that we want a data secure nation. Now, what does this data secure nation means? If we get the tag of this data secure nation, then our IT sector can in future can get a good job in a European territory, right? All over European territory, because that worldwide our IT sector is very strong, right? So they can get easily jobs in a European Union, what they are not getting, since this status of data secure nation has not been given to India by European Union. So this is what being asked by India, but negotiations are already, I mean, they are going on, so let's see what will happen in future. But since this bilateral trade and investment agreement has been in this has been tabled since 2007. Alright, and negotiations are going on, and with very first negotiations has took place in Brussels, Belgium. So this was a few of the factual informations, and few of the negotiations are being going on this much sector. If you at all want to memorize or see, you can read it yourself. Now next is climate change performance index. Guys, see, 2018's climate change performance index has recently been released on the sidelines of United Nations climate change negotiations that is being held in Bonn, Germany, right? That is, we call it COP23, right? Now, what is it? It is an instrument which is covering 58 countries. Now, what are these 58 countries? Those countries which are directly accounting for more than 90% of the global energy related CO2 emissions. Those countries are coming under these 58 countries, alright? And this climate change performance index is ranking all these 58 countries. And they are keeping this rank in order to enhance the transparency in the international climate politics. Because, see, whatsoever may be the country, say for example, I am Chinese and you are Indian, right? So since I am Chinese, so I will give a wrong figure that China is producing very less carbon dioxide emission, right? You are Indian, you will say that no, India is producing less, right? So I mean, there will be tussle. So this is kind of a transparent platform, this climate change performance index. they will be giving the index to different other countries on the basis of the parameters, on the basis of exact, amount of carbon dioxide that is being released by them, right? So basically the aim of this index is to encourage the political and social as well as social pressure to those countries which have up to now failed to take ambitious actions on climate protections, right? And the index evaluates and compares the climate protection performance of 58 countries, which I've already told that they are accounting for more than 90% of the global CO2 emissions. And guys, next is some few of the observations that was being coming up from this report, and we should remember this observations, right? See, I'm not telling you to remember all these observations by heart, but just analyze this informations, because if you analyze this, then you will get a very rough figure in your mind that what is the actual thing that is going on in climate politics worldwide, right? So basically India has been ranked 14th this time, and earlier the rank was 28th, so we have improved a bit. That is very good for India, and you can support this rank also in your mains answer, that India's rank has been increased in climate change performance index, right? And China's rank is very dismal, that is 41, right? So yeah, we are better than China, of course. Now the bottom three countries are Korea, Iran and Saudi Arabia. All right, and the reports notes that the global energy transition is taking up speed, but no country is doing enough for minimizing this transition, right? And the data also shows that there has been encouraging growth in renewable energy, right? But ever cheaper prices of solar and wind energies are also there. But other countries which the international platform which is being required by other countries, that other countries must also take reform measures for reducing this global CO2 emissions, but the countries are not doing. But that's what I'm telling, that these are few of the observations which we should remember a bit, right? So guys, this was all about the today's news. We'll meet in next class. Till then, bye bye, take care, and thank you for listening to me, guys. Thank you very much.